Just recently, there was this 10,000-year-old piece of art, like rock cave art, whatever. It's starting to disappear, and everyone is saying it's because of the environment and what we're doing. It's almost as if 10,000 years isn't long enough for something to exist. I mean, the fact that the rock, it's still the fact that the rock that the painting is on is still around is magnificent. Let alone the painting itself. So how about we stop trying to make everything about a cause, everything about like. Don't get me wrong. You need causes, I guess, right? You need people to do something about things, right? Everybody decides that there are things that need to be done, so let's group together and make commercials and have donations and sell this cause. Eventually, the main goal of a cause for a lot of people is to sell it to a nice big corporation, and then you'll really get people behind it, because now they'll be buying T-shirts, and they'll be buying merchandise for the cause, which is good, right? That's what we need. That's how you're going to get the people who you're trying to save. That's how you're going to get them help, is by charging people for a product that you say where some of the money of it will be going to said charity, said cause, and making that number incredibly low, because you also need to have some nice things. But my point with this really, really, really old painting, I mean, 10,000 years, guys. There's not much that's around from 10,000 years ago. There's not much. There might be some scriptures, there might be some structures. Even then, that's controversial, right? Göbekli is, I don't think that's the whole name, but it's this really ancient structure that was supposedly around 11,000 or 12,000 years ago. Something crazy, right? And there's all these theories that the Sphinx, the Egyptians found the Sphinx and didn't build it. There's other pyramids and structures and evidence of societies that were once here, and they're no longer here. But basically my point is it's very hard to find something from 10,000 years ago. And the fact that we have something like this, right? We have a piece of ancient history that we can keep for as long as we possibly can, and it has been 10,000 years, and there's been people who've seen it. I'm sure a lot of people, if not, people are hearing about it through this story. All the media outlets that will use this story to get people to band together behind a cause that they will forget about after reading the headline, because that's all they'll read. I mean, how crazy is it to think that something that was made probably out of a very primitive style ink by very primitive people that has been around for 10,000 years, how ignorant, how narcissistic of us to say that we're the cause of it disappearing. I mean, what the fuck is that? What the fuck kind of shit is that? Sorry there, guys. A little weird technical difficulty, the new setup, whatever. Things are fragile. But like I was saying, how conceited of us to think that we have any influence on something that has been around for 10,000 years and is now disappearing. And then to say that on an even greater scale, to apply that same thinking to this ancient fucking rock that we're all living on. For us to say that we're the ones that are contributing to any sort of change in the planet in terms of nature, it is a little it's a little far-fetched. Okay, that's my stance on it. It's a little far-fetched. There is evidence that we are fucking things up, I suppose, but there also is evidence that we aren't. Now, have I read deeply on this topic? No. I am an asshole who is on here to try to talk about things in a way that I see fit. And if that means doing no research and just making a blanket statement based on my own personal philosophies, and that's what the fuck I am going to do